Well, hi once again, everybody. Welcome back to another, what's going to be an awesome edition of the 19th Hole Podcast for golfers. We've got kind of a special show for you today. We have a very special guest in studio. Plus, we have somebody else that's going to be on the show that is in the Sunshine State of Florida. It is the Sunshine State, right? Okay. Yeah. So I didn't want to make any mistake. Speaking of sunshine, the weather here in Vegas is absolutely beautiful. Low 80s. That way it's great, great golf weather. We're done with the wind for a while. We're done with the rain and the cold, and it was not really pleasant. So if you have a chance to get out and play some golf this week at all, do it, because it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Look at my hair. Oh, man. I said it's not windy. I could say it's windy because my hair's a mess. But anyway, glad to have you with us. Please, if you're viewing the show from whatever platform, please like and share and subscribe to our show, our website, 19thholepodcast.com. We appreciate it if you do that very, very much. A lot of stuff going on in golf right now other than the tournaments between the PGA Tour and the LIV Tour, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. And some people think they're growing apart as far as an agreement. Some people think they're getting a little bit closer. Some speculation about some of the top players on the LIV Tour jumping back or trying to jump back onto the PGA Tour. We'll see how that goes. I think it's going to happen with a couple of players, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Anyway, you have seen a couple of great commercials that we have been running for Spectrum Golf. Beautiful golf shirts, pants, gloves, got some other stuff going. Well, our special guest today has been the youngest president and CEO of a golf company. Carter Bonas is right next to me. Him and his mom came in from Florida, and I've been telling you that for weeks and weeks. And as another special guest, Seneca Smith is a relatively new instructor that Carter has. We have him on the show as well, so we're going to talk to him a little bit, and then we're going to get together with Carter and talk about Spectrum Golf. He's got a new book out. Highly recommend that for your golf library. He's got a golf tournament coming up that is going to support and raise money for autism. We're going to talk about that as well. So anyway, let me welcome in studio, man. Again, nice to see you.
It's nice to
Every
see you.
time I see you, man, you grow a foot.
Yep.
That's good. So you're hitting it that much further.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been working on it.
Well, you got to work on it. How did you find Seneca, by the way, and what do you like about him? What do you like about his teaching?
So I met Mr. Seneca when I was out playing golf. I was playing golf with a friend named Mark.
Okay.
And my mom said, "Hey, do you want to play with Mark? He's also going to bring one of his friends." And I said, "Sure."
Sure.
And that's when I met Seneca, and
okay,
we're best friends now.
That's great.
He's my mentor, and he helps me with golf, and he also helps with my personal life.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I know he's a very, very good instructor. He really enjoys what he does, and I know that he has helped you. And you know what? Can we bring Seneca on right now? And there you are. Seneca, how are you, my friend?
Pretty good, pretty swell, pretty good. How you doing?
We're doing great. We're glad you were able to make the show. And let me ask you.
Spring kind of jacked up though, bro.
Yeah, let me ask you, when you first started working with Carter, what did you think of him? What did you think of his ability? And what do you think, how far can you take him?
When I first started working with Carter, I thought that he was a phenomenal young man. Same thing that I think now. I became familiar with Carter maybe 2 years or so before I met him. And I was impressed with what I came across regarding him, and how destiny would have it, fate would have it, as they say. I wound up meeting him and was highly, and has been highly impressed ever since. The second part of your question, if I'm not mistaken, was how far do I believe he can go? Is that what you asked me? I'm sorry. There is no limit for Mr. Bonas, to be honest with you. One of our main focus has been emotional intelligence, and he continues to make great strides in that area, personally and professionally. So as long as he continues to do that, mixed with his brilliance and just the way he is overall as an individual, there is no limit to his greatness and brilliance, for sure.
He's a pretty good kid. He's growing out of that stage of being a kid pretty soon. But tell us a little bit about your background, Seneca. And I love the name, by the way. Very, very unusual, something you don't forget. But give us a little bit about your background, how you got into golf, how you got into teaching, where you are teaching, that type of thing.
So I got into golf, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say that because I've been around golf since I've been maybe like 5 years old. My grandfather worked at the Cranberry Bogs golf course in New Jersey. And so he used to bring me along with him and just kind of let me explore and figure out the game in the clubhouse on my own, really. He was big into just letting me figure out things on my own, which I was always grateful for. May he rest in peace and rise in power. So that was probably when I was like 5 or 6. And I've always played a lot of sports, lacrosse, basketball, football. Seneca is my people. So I was named after my people, the Seneca natives out of Seneca Falls, New York. And so sports has just always been something that I've been blessed to be able to participate in. I went into the Marine Corps instead of pursuing sports professionally. Yeah. And I did that for quite some time, a lifetime, in fact. And then I came home and was looking for something that would allow me to utilize my mind and my body, yet in a more peaceful way. Golf wasn't it. I thought golf was going to be it. Yet it challenged me to be even more resolute and resilient in my resolve to just being an overall great person. In order to be a great golfer, you really have to check yourself. You really have to 100%. Draw in who you are. So that has motivated me to stay a part of the game and work with people like Carter and just introduce individuals to an aspect of life that they probably wouldn't necessarily go about it on their own or would think that they can draw such value from the activity. So, that's pretty much where I am in this space.
That's great background. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Where do you think golf is headed in the near future? Is it just get up and just grip it and rip it? Where do you see it going on the men's tour?
That's a great question. The operative word for me personally is bifurcation. And, especially since you led off with grip it and rip it, there is a significant difference between a tour player's gear and the everyday recreational golfer. When I was in the Marine Corps, we had high-powered, highly effective mechanisms that would allow us to accomplish the mission. You can't, as a civilian, cannot go into the store and purchase the technology that I had access to as a U.S. Marine. Right. Likewise, the same thing with golf. Unless you have access to that tour truck One is not necessarily going to be able to just grit up there and grip it and rip it like a John Daly or a Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to take your time a lot more when you're dealing with off the rack gear. And they say it's not the Indian, it's the arrow. My great grandfather said the Indians had bad arrows, and that's why we don't run the country anymore. So at the end of the day, one needs great gear in order to consistently play great golf. Now, you could play great golf without great gear. With that saying about the tour, for those golfers that are rank and file that can get access to great gear, they'll find themselves in the top 25 in the world. And I think that's the only difference. Carter Bonas himself, a young man, is an absolutely great golfer, smart, athletic. Yet he does not have the gear that would allow him to compete at a level that a tour player would right now. He needs a little bit more experience, of course, yet that gear is the absolute difference. And for those of your viewers that are listening and they're saying, nah, I challenge them to go watch Bryson DeChambeau videos and how he plays with just off the rack gear and the challenges that he says it absolutely presents. So the tour, as far as entertainment-wise and things of that nature, it's going to be interesting to see, because today's individual likes a lot. They like a lot of pomp, a lot of curtsy, a lot of show. They like a lot of bang, a lot of bow. Live Golf, I think, has done a great job with bringing significant entertainment value to golf. I agree. I would hope that smaller tours and then even large tours like the PGA is doing that a little bit. So I will hope that golf all around, whether it's men's, women's, kids, rec, pro, I will hope it become more entertaining, a lot like other sports, lacrosse, basketball, football, and hopefully that's where it's going. I know with Carter Spectrum Golf and with our tournament coming up in April, and hopefully, not even hopefully yet, we are absolutely working diligently to parlay that tournament into a tour. We'll have a significant entertainment value that will continue to grow the game.
Yeah, totally. Carter, you have to put a new set of clubs on your Christmas list, apparently.
Yep.
And talk to your mom. That's all, right? And
you got to get him a connection to the tour truck. We know you got it. You got to get it for him.
Yeah.
I love it. Let me ask you this also, Seneca. Seneca Smith, by the way, is our special guest here on the 19th Hole Podcast for Golfers. Seneca, why aren't more amateurs getting better at the game? What do you think the number one reason is?
That's a great question. I appreciate that question. And I make a lot of analogies with the Marine Corps. I had the pleasure and the privilege of taking a young man that, was fresh out of high school. And in 3.5 months, I had to educate him and train him in a way that will allow him to be a professional Marine. So I believe the issue with amateurs not getting better is twofold. One, they're not learning what they need to learn, how they need to learn it. Instructors today are more critical than ever, in being able to make the necessary adjustments to instruct somebody on how to play this great game. The student also doesn't do much homework. My generation is to blame for that. We never liked doing homework. We wanted to do what we needed to do there and go about our business. And then especially in the day and age where we have so much access to so many different activities, you want to spend the time that you need to spend, or rather, you spend the time that you only want to spend, and then you move on. So the student definitely needs to spend a little bit more time perfecting their craft. Yet additionally, I should say a part of that is the student needs to realize that, again, that word bifurcation is very real. And you're not getting tour truck gear. You're going to get top flight, or you're going to maybe go get fitted. Yet with all due respect to the fitters of the world, we got a new cadre of young fitters that don't have the experience of a tour truck fitter or elder statesman fitter, right? They're still learning these things. And so in that, we have a learning curve. We have bifurcation, we have a learning curve, and then golf is not getting any cheaper.
Yeah.
So when you put those three things into the mix, it's really difficult to grow the game intellectually the way it needs to be grown. I would say that local jurisdictions like your parks and recs need to get more involved in creating opportunities for public golf to be more robust and more dynamic.
Yeah.
I will hope that we'll see a lot more of that. Maybe you can be beneficial in making Vegas a hotbed for recreational public golf. Not that it's there, but that actually golfers are getting better because they're learning their craft and they're getting great instruction.
Right. No, very very well said. How do you look at somebody that comes to you that's a new student, Seneca, that might have been playing the game for a little bit, has taken a few lessons? How do you determine, because there are multitudinous swing theories, as you know, how do you decide which swing theory is going to fit that individual?
Whether or not they can do 10 push-ups or not. If they can't do 10 push-ups, then I know we got a lot of work to do when it comes to balance, stamina, strength. If they can do 10 push-ups, then I know that we can get really creative. And as an instructor, I focus more on the creativity of the game. If I get a first-time student come to me, I put a club in their hand for the first time, I treat them the same way I was treated when I picked up the game. Was like, I'm getting serious about it.
Yeah.
How would I ask my student, how would you just swing this club? Like, what does your common sense tell you about the anatomy of golf that would allow you to make contact? And then from there, I help them build their game totally around their swing.
Got it.
There's a saying that in the Hall of Fame, there is no, like, there's a whole bunch of different swings or something like that. You probably know what I'm trying to say here. So I take that statement to heart. Creativity is key. One is going to play a lot of different courses, a lot of different turfs, a lot of different conditions. And those conditions can change literally from shot to shot.
Right.
So if
100%.
One can be an athlete, not just physically, yet be an athlete intellectually as well, then we can develop a really, really solid game.
Yeah, absolutely. Seneca, I'm up against a hard break before I let you go because I know you got to get back to work. If somebody is in your area and wants to see you for some help, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
CarterSpectrumGolf.com. Go to the website. You can select from the menus lessons, and we will absolutely get you squared away. We love to take care of the youth. As a veteran, I appreciate Carter and his desire to help guys such as myself. Yet we don't just help kids and veterans. We help people from all walks of life. So if you are inclined to participate in golf greatness, and we guarantee you will become at least a good golfer. Guaranteed.
That's great.
Then go to CarterSpectrumGolf.com and sign up today.
That's great. Anyway, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
Thank you, Seneca.
And I hope to see you at his tournament out there and maybe play some golf with you, which would be absolutely great. And again, I appreciate your time, and I know you're going to do really well with Carter.
Well, I appreciate you having me, good sir. And I just want to say to Carter real quick, man, I love you, bro. I respect you. You are absolutely the epitome of what greatness is and will continue to be. So just keep being that example for all of us. And, we're going to continue to do great things. Looking forward for you coming back. And we're doing what we do, how we do it. You got a dig?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr.
He's
Seneca.
down for that. He's down for that. Anyway, I'll let you go. Thanks again, and we'll be talking to him soon again. I love the way he expresses himself. Anyway, we're going to step away, take a short break. We come back, we're going to have a lot more with Carter. We're going to talk about his tournament. We're going to talk about his book. We're going to talk about a whole lot of things. So stay with us. We are back right after this. Promise.
The youngest golf CEO in the country, Carter Bonas of Spectrum Golf, preparing for his second annual Autism Awareness Golf Tournament and the anticipated release of his first book, Swinging Beyond the Spectrum. At just 13, Carter has overcome multiple trials and celebrated many triumphs. Now hear his moving story told in his own words. The book, Swinging Beyond the Spectrum, How Autism Became My Superpower on and off the golf course, is on pre-sale now. Buy the book and get a free t-shirt. Register today for the golf tournament or sponsor it. Go to cartersspectrumgolf.com for details.
I'm Dennis Silvers, host of the 19th Hole Golf Podcast, asking each and every person who plays golf, beginner or seasoned player, what's the most important club in your bag? Chances are you'll get a lot of different answers. There really is only one right answer. And if you guessed your putter, you are 100% correct. Just ask any professional golfer, man or woman who plays on any major tour. I am very excited to announce that Zebra Golf, one of the game's most iconic putter brands, has made a long-awaited return to golf's retail marketplace with the launch of their milled series that feature 4 new putter styles designed to suit even my putting stroke. All putters, like golf clubs, are not created equal. Zebra mill putters are now offered in your choice of 4 awesome models, 2 blades, 1 mallet, and 1 higher MOI Fang design, with adjustable weights available to help customize your putter. All come with a mid-size grip for enhanced feel. So, if you want the one club that's going to lower your scores, why wait? Go to zebragolf.com and put one in your bag today. The only thing you've got to lose are strokes. All right, welcome back, everybody. We had somebody join us in studio. For those that you don't know, this is Mulligan. This is my guy. And he was so excited that Carter and his mom were visiting today, he told me he had to come in studio and see these guys. Anyway, welcome back. We got a lot more with our special guest. Carter Bonas got a lot to talk about. The book that you saw in the commercial is right here. And again, highly suggest you get it. It's very, very interesting reading. Swinging Beyond the Spectrum, How Autism Became My Superpower, both on and off the golf course. So anyway, what inspired you to write the book, Carter?
So what inspired me to make my book was that I wanted people to know all the stuff I've been through and my journey, because when I told people my story,
Right.
they thought it was inspirational. So
Well, it is inspirational.
right. So I wanted to write my own book so I can tell as many people as possible about my story
Yeah.
and how I can just be a role model and an inspiration to other
Yeah,
people. because
absolutely.
That's what I want the most.
That is great. Where can viewers and listeners find the book?
So the book will be releasing on April 26th, which will be my golf. That's the date of my golf tournament.
Oh, the tournament, yeah.
Yep. It'll be at the Country Club of Coral Springs, and on April 26th at the tournament, there will also be my book signing where you can get the book, where I can sign it, and where we can talk and interact. And if you're interested, you can go to carterspectrumgolf.com and sign up for the tournament, and then you'll be able to go to the book signing. But if you're not able to come to the golf tournament or the book signing, the book will release on April 26th, and you can still go to the website.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I highly recommend it for your golf library. It's really interesting reading. Got some great pictures in there of Carter and stuff. Now, how did the tournament, which is great, come about? You had to be thinking about that for a while.
Yep.
I got to raise money for autism. How did that come about?
So I wanted to make my own golf tournament because every year we donate a certain amount of proceeds to an autism charity.
Right.
So I wanted to do that on a slightly larger scale.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start my own golf tournament because when I started up my business, I would be invited to charity golf tournaments, and they were just my favorite thing to do. Every single time I would go to one and have a great time. So I wanted to have my own charity golf tournament for a good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Now, you mentioned if people, and if you happen to be in Florida and around Coral Springs, and if you'd like to play, he'd love to have you. How do they sign up?
So when you sign up, if you want to sign up for my golf tournament, you go to carterspectrumgolf.com, and that's it. Then you can sign up for the golf tournament. If you live in Florida, it's at the Country Club of Coral Springs in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, great facility.
Yep.
Great facility.
Great golf course.
Yeah, that's cool. What's the format of the tournament?
The format of the tournament is a twosome.
Okay. Is it best ball? Is it going to be? It is best ball, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a blast. I love that.
Yep.
I love that. So if your partner takes a 12 and you take a par, don't worry about it. Okay, your score don't count, friend. You may not be invited back next year, but that doesn't count. That's super. And you're going to have. Are you going to have a raffle? You have different prizes, and I know you got trophies and stuff.
Yes, we're going to have prizes, raffles, and what we're also going to do is that we're going to have a putting station, and it's the sensory overload putting station where you put on goggles, and it mimics a sensory overload that someone with autism would have when they're having a sensory overload. So
that's
know what it's
very
like.
cool.
Yep.
That is very cool. So yes, you're in the area. You want to just come out to play a great course in a great area. Sign up, and it's easy to do. You just got to go to
carterspectrumgolf.com.
Yeah, carterspectrumgolf.com. All right. I tell you what, we're up against a hard break. We're going to step away, take another break, and when we come back, we're going to talk. Excuse me, I'm getting all choked up. We're going to talk about Spectrum Golf. So don't go anywhere. Carter and I, as soon as I get my teeth back in and be able to talk right, are going to be right back with a lot more. So stay with us. More of the 19th Hole Podcast for golfers right after this. Hi, I'm Dennis Silvers, host of the 19th Hole Podcast for golfers. Here to tell you about a product that's improved my game, Poptical sunglasses. Unlike ordinary sunglasses, Popticals are collapsible using a unique rail system that lets you easily store them in their protective case. They offer crystal clear vision, UV protection, and are scratch resistant and water repellent. Made in Italy, they look great on and off the course. Plus, Popticals come with a 2-year warranty, a 30-day return policy, and make the perfect gift for the golfer in your life. Visit Popticals.com for more info.
As golfers, we want instant gratification when it comes to a better golf swing and playing better golf. Impossible, you say? Not anymore. Golf Boost Artificial Intelligence, AI, has developed and patented the most advanced swing analysis technology in golf. Simply, the algorithms detect your body position and then analyze your golf swing using their artificial intelligence technology. The AI captures all the relevant data from your swing video and then presents you a personalized lesson. Golf Boost AI is the ultimate swing analysis and virtual instruction system for golfers of all ages and abilities. This sophisticated software takes into consideration your height and build, playing level, and returns the ideal solution for your swing. Bottom line, Golf Boost AI is an incredibly convenient and cost-effective tool for golfers to improve their swing. Go to golfboost.com and check it out. The app is free to download and try. Visit golfboost.com today.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to more of the show. We're with Carter Bonas. We're talking about his upcoming golf tournament right now to support autism. And I wanted to ask you, too, how did the idea... Carter was, at the time, the youngest, I think you were 13, CEO and president of a golf company.
Yeah, I started my business when I was 10.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. So who helped you along after you got the idea? Because that's a lot of work getting a company set up.
So when I originally started my business, it was during the pandemic, and I was worried I wouldn't be able to get a job.
Right.
So I asked my mom, hey, can we start my own business? And she said no. So, yeah. So after...
Surprise. Yeah.
So after 6 months of asking, she said yes, but I would have to
You wore her
come
down.
up,
Good. You wore her down.
So then I would have to come up with a business idea. And I had a lot, but most of them, or all of them except one, would not work out long term. But I did come up with one, and that was Spectrum Golf, my apparel company. I said to my mom, hey, what about an apparel company, since at the time I was playing golf and I had a hard time finding comfortable golf clothes because I have sensitive skin.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, Mom, why don't we start a golf clothing company, because we're having a hard time finding comfortable clothes.
Yeah, and we have a need.
Right.
We have a need. Yeah, it's and I keep saying it on the show. You've got great fabrics, great colors, great logo, and Carter's wearing, of course, his shirt. I would have worn one, but I wear mine so much they're all in the dry cleaner, so I got to be honest with you. But they are super comfortable. I get a lot of comments on it, and people go, what's the logo for? You know, and I said, it's for Spectrum Golf. You don't know that? You know, go to the website, buy some shirts, for crying out loud. Now, you've got shirts, you've got pants, which I have, you got gloves. What else you got?
Sweat towels, golf towels,
golf towels,
holders, hats, visors, and a couple of other things.
Okay, so you're going to keep adding every once in a while?
Oh,
another
yes.
product.
Some of the most recent things we've added were socks and the belts, maybe a year.
Okay.
A couple months back.
Okay. Mm-hmm. SpectrumGolf.com. Go there, check it out. The prices are like super competitive, okay? If you're tired of paying $100 for a golf shirt, you're going to love this stuff, okay? Right. And a lot of people are, trust me, because the prices are like way, way out of hand. Let me ask you, what do you think? Do you watch any of the Live Golf? What do you think about Live Golf?
So I think Live Golf is pretty interesting. I've heard about it. I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched too much of it since I was busy doing school and golf.
You're busy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But when I do think it's really interesting.
Yeah. I think it's here to stay, and I think they're going to grow it, especially now that they've got, some TV stuff going with it, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. And like I said in the beginning, some of the top players have made some noise about maybe rejoining the PGA Tour. Why, I don't know. Because, to be honest, the PGA Tour, I think, is in a little bit of disarray. A lot of people angry at Jay Monahan, the commissioner. I predicted he's going to lose his job by the end of the year. So, we'll just see what happens. What's the best part of your game, would you say?
So the best part of my game would be my driving, just hitting it off the tee. I hit it pretty far, and I don't have a problem using my 3 or 5 wood. But right now, currently, I'm working on my putting, my chipping, and using my irons. I think those are the clubs that I can work on the most. Yeah,
because it's a 2-shot game, and you got to get to the green and stuff. That's very good. Do you go out and take with Seneca playing lessons? As opposed to just sitting there, getting help from him hitting balls? Do you do playing lessons?
Yeah, we do a lot of playing lessons. Every time we go to the golf course, it's either a playing lesson or we just play to have fun, and we'll just give each other tips on how to swim.
That's great. Yeah. He's got to be a lot of fun to play with.
He's got
to be a lot of fun to play with. Because he looks like a real fun guy anyway.
Oh yes, he's very fun.
Yeah, that is very cool. When you are playing, you're out with your friends playing 18 holes, playing pretty well, as I would expect you to be playing.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you see your game starting to go away a little bit. What do you do to get it into the house? Say you got a real good score going. What do you do to keep it going, to get it into the house?
So what I do when I'm doing good and then I maybe have one bad hole.
Yeah.
When that hole is over and while the other people are teeing off, I just take a break and take some deep breaths and just stay positive.
Okay.
Then I'll usually get it back together.
Yeah. So I never gave as much credence or as much importance to the mental game as I have the last couple of years. Right. Because that's pretty important. Right. Attitude is important, right?
Right.
And do you work with anybody as far as your mental game, mental coaching?
Well, I don't really have anyone with my mental coaching besides Mr. Seneca. I think he is the main person with that. He helps me with the physical golf and the mental side. But when I'm not with Mr. Seneca, I do have a therapist. So sometimes we talk about that, and sometimes we talk about other things and more coping skills I could use.
Yeah, that's good. It's important. It's important because attitude is so important in this game. How much golf do you play, by the way?
I play golf every day whenever I can. Before school, I wake up at maybe 7, go out at 8:30, do school, and sometimes I go back out again.
Oh, so that's great.
When I'm not busy, I want to play golf, and I will play golf.
That's great. Right. That's great. You're my hero. That's fantastic. Where do you want your golf to take you eventually? Are you thinking about playing professionally? Trying to?
Oh, yes. I'm always thinking about playing professionally. But right now, for the future, I want to be a better golfer, improve my golf game.
Sure.
And hopefully I can make it to the PGA Tour, the Live Tour. But right now, I just want to improve my game so I can get more well-known, so I can help more people.
Exactly. No, that's great. That's very admirable. And what do you want to do with Spectrum Golf eventually? You want to keep growing that?
Oh, yes. I will keep growing Spectrum Golf for as long as I can.
Yeah.
So I just want to make it bigger and improve it. Just keep improving and improving.
Yeah.
And maybe start new nonprofits where I can help people in even more ways.
Cool.
Because I just love helping people.
Yeah, that's very, very admirable. That's very very good. Well, I hope you get a huge turnout at your tournament.
Yeah. Oh, and we're still looking for players. So if you want to play, go to carterspectrumgolf.com and sign up for the tournament.
Yeah. If you're going to be in that area, or you live in that area, do it. It's a great course. It's a great facility. You'll have a good time, and you have become involved with a number of superstars in the world of golf, like Ernie Els. How did that relationship come about?
So when I met Ernie Els, it was because when my business first started up, we went to the PGA show for the first time, and I managed to get an interview, which was really big. Business was awesome after that interview.
Yeah.
I was more known, and then the interview eventually got to Ernie Els, and he wanted to meet me, and I learned that he had a
that's great.
facility in Florida. So I went to go see him there, and what I remember was he was working on making a building so he could help adults with autism.
Yeah.
And I
now,
was at the ground.
He has a, I don't mean to interrupt you, but he has a personal stake in autism, doesn't he?
Oh, yes, his son has autism.
His son, that's what I thought, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's behind you 100%. That's great.
Yes.
That's great. If you could get some help like that, exposure from a guy like that, it's huge.
Right.
It is absolutely, absolutely huge. All right, I'll tell you what, we're going to take our last break, come back. We're going to finish up the show with Carter. So don't move, stay there. We return right after this. The Revolutionary Power to Golf Club is helping golfers around the world continue to enjoy the greatest game of all. This amazing club requires no swing to hit shots from 50 up to 225 yards. That's right, no swing to hit shots, including fades, draws, low shots, as well as high ones. One incredible club does it all. Golfers with a wide variety of physical issues, including bad backs, hips, shoulders, and more, are now back in the game golfing with friends and family. Just set the club to the desired distance, and with a push of the button, the easy-to-use Power to Golf Club launches shots down the fairway and onto the green. The Power to Golf Club has been endorsed by some of the biggest names in golf, and the number of golfers enjoying the game by use of our unique technology continues to grow. Whether a physical issue or just want to join in on the fun, the Power to Golf Club is for you. Don't be left on the sidelines. Get back in the game today. Visit at powergolfclub.com. One of the perks about being in golf media is that I get to try every club ever made. Of course, like most things, some are better than others. I'm here to tell you that I have found unquestionably the absolute best performing set of irons I have ever played, and my scores show it. Let me introduce you to Grindworks, custom-fitted irons that are made to fit your game. Grindworks offers players 3 different styles of irons. You can choose muscle-back irons, cavity-back irons, and even blades, along with some awesome wedges. And when you purchase your clubs, Grindworks lets you choose the type of shaft you want, the type grip you prefer, and even will adjust the loft and lie of your clubs if needed. That's unheard of. So what are you waiting for? Feel the power and experience and performance of these amazing clubs. Simply go to grindworksusa.com or call 281-651-4046 to order. Trust me, your handicap will love you for it. All right, we are back, everybody. It's about ready to close the show with another episode of the 19th Hole podcast for golfers with Carter Bonas. And we're talking his book. We're talking his tournament. We're talking Spectrum Golf. Go to that website. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. You wanted to mention something else before we leave.
Yes, I wanted to mention that I will be inducted into the African American Golf Hall of Fame in May.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, and if you want to learn more about it, you just go to carterspectrumgolf.com, and while you're there, you could get a shirt.
That's awesome. Where's that going to be held?
I forgot where it's going to be held.
But you'll be there.
Yes, but I'll be there, and you can learn more on the website.
That is fantastic. Good for you. That's quite an honor.
Thank you.
Quite an honor, and I'm sure well deserved. All right, I'll tell you what, that's going to wrap it up for this edition. And take advantage of this weather, everybody. And if you play golf, remember, keep it in the short stuff and hope you get out and play as much golf as you can. And we will be back next week with another awesome guest like Carter. And again, get out and play. And we're going to have a lot more on all the stuff. A lot of news going on the PGA Tour with a bunch of players dropping out of some of these tournaments. Some tournaments are getting close to losing major sponsors. And a lot of stuff happening, so we're going to recap that for you. So anyway, Carter, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Great to see you, as always, and your mother. And he's going to be here a few days. Going to try to get him out and get some golf in before they head back to Florida. So until then, take it easy, everybody. For Carter and I, we'll see you back next week. So
See you
long,
soon.
everybody.